What you're about to hear are stories told from each individual, where nothing is off limits. Anything goes. This is Snowman Unfiltered.
The Unfiltered is back for what I think is going to be a final ride for a while. And reason being, I'm having a procedure done tomorrow, and then I'm going to put a schedule together where I do Unfiltered earlier in the evening where I'm not lacking sleep or anything like that. But I just got done. Sorry about that. I just got done listening to my dear friend Charles Faulkner, and he brought up something that we often have spoken about, have often posed questions about, but can't seem to get an answer. In fact, he posed several questions. And one of them is this: how come real men that are content creators, especially on YouTube, get the windfall and the support that the women get that say, I don't know, things like abort black male babies? Like, I don't know, black men ain't shit. Like, oh, I don't know, you shouldn't support these men. How come all how come all the simps are how come all the simps and the women that like speak on points that we've spoken of too many times before get all the love and the support and the super chats and the financial support? Why can't we why can't that happen for us? Why can't there be a true explanation as to why men like myself and Charles and AB Media 83 and why can't all those guys, why can't all us guys get the same kind of love and financial support that the women get? See, Charles mentioned something, then that's and then it's so true. We have to beg. Men have to the men that create real content. We have to beg for help. We have to beg for support. Why is that? Why is that? Why does it take something like that to get the support to flow in? I mean, what do we have to do? Exactly what the hell do we have to fucking do? I mean, a lot of us are so damn stressed out, it's not even funny. And yet you got these Johnny come lately simps and women that steal talking points that we've spoken about for many years at a time. And yet everything falls in place for them. You think they'd have the balls to come over here to, say, a channel like mine? Excuse me. And actually have a conversation? And actually say something that's valuable? And actually ask a man a question about his experiences? Think that'll happen? I don't either. I have a dear friend named Cole Johnson who's going to host a panel on one of his fabulous programs called Revelations. You know, the question he poses is very simple. Why are men and women in such a fight against each other? Can't get any more real than that. I've been a champion of men's rights for many, many years. It just took me a while to find my voice and finally get the nerve to speak on it, speak about it, and speak it out loud. And now that I am, the support still isn't happening. And what pisses me off is that I want to help them. I want to help the men that are going through some things. And yet it's not appreciated. Like me in my first marriage, I was not appreciated. And I'm not shy in saying that. I'm never going to be shy anymore about what I feel, how I feel. I'm never going to be shy about that again. Ever. I can't be. Too much has happened. Too much is still happening. Too much is still happening. And you know, the sad part, the crazy part about it is that it still goes down the freaking toilet when it comes to us. It still is circling the drain when it comes to us. Victor, you're so right. We live in a society where we want to tear each other down and not lift each other up. I'm trying to do the opposite. Victor's trying to do the opposite. Charles Faulkner's trying to do the opposite. And we can't get any support for that. It's like a question I posed before on an earlier episode of the Unfiltered, and Victor posed it with me. How come when men need to go to a shelter that it looks like shit? That it smells even worse? This is coming from a guy who has been homeless a few times in his life. I'll be damned if I go back there again. I spent some time in a shelter in Minnesota, and nearly everything that I had in my possession came up missing. They don't care. I'm really beginning to think that people don't care. Were it not for a very dear friend of mine, I wouldn't have been able to make a few sales calls today, nor would I have been able to get to my appointment, my doctor's appointment, which led to a colonoscopy that I'm going to have tomorrow. And I'm happy I'm getting the colonoscopy done. I normally thought I would have to wait a while out, but they got me in today. How come when a man goes through physical, emotional troubles and asks for help, he can barely get any? How come it takes someone like a person who I will not mention to say, oh, you're not going through any kind of cancer, for people to wake up and realize, hey, there's some men out here that need assistance? What's it going to take to change all that? What's it going to take to change? What is the one thing that has to happen to realize, hey, men go through some shit too? What's it going to take? I mean, hell, I lost my baby girl Donna not once but twice. Once to a forced adoption, and the other time to death. Very few people reached out to me, and I mean every bit of that phrase. Very, very few people reached out to me. And I got no problem when a woman goes through shit. Hell, I've seen it live. Okay? Through the eyes of my sister. I just want to say, I just am asking, where is the fair shake? Where is the fair shake for men? Where is the fairness for men that actually go through hell? What's it going to take to recognize someone that's going through hell? When I say going through hell, I mean just that, going through hell. I actually had someone say to me, "Oh, you're not going through much." You have no idea. None. You have no idea what's going on. Very few people understand what's going on with me. To be perfectly honest, outside of my family, very few people give a fuck. I nearly gave up today. And it's not the first time I've said that. I'm hoping for it to be the last. I nearly said aloud, fuck it, I quit. Is it going to take that for people to realize, hey, there are some men that are really, really struggling and that could use some help? I don't even have heat in my house. Why? Because I can't get any fucking assistance. There are a few more things I'm going to apply for through the course of the remainder of this week and the weekend. But I can't even get a fucking pledge, man. And it blows. It blows chunks. I'll ask again, what's it gonna take to realize that there are some men in this country that actually need help? And not the extreme kind either, although it comes to an extreme point where you would think that you would actually care, that people would actually care. What gets on my nerve is when people say, okay, we're going to help you, and then they never do. Hold on a sec. I want to get a few things out. They want to say, oh, sure, I'll help you. And I'll help you when I get some extra money. Yet when the time happens, they ghost you. I'll say it again. When it's time for people to help you, they tend to ghost you. Sometimes you just want to go, really? There are men that go through depression. There are men that go through hunger. There are men that go through financial problems. There are men that go through shit. And I agree with Victor. It's not a matter of people not knowing. They just simply don't care. And they don't. I've had more people walk away from me since I got married. What's up, Hawk TV? I'm just getting a few feelings off my chest right now. I just am wondering why people in the masses, when it comes to men who are really going through it, simply don't care. I've tried to help out as many people as I can when I had the ability, and most times it was to my own damn detriment. I tried holding a part-time job recently. Can't do that anymore physically because my body just gave out. And they removed me from the schedule. And I don't want to feel like I'm stuck doing this, but this is what I have. I have my microphone. You know, Victor told me as long as I have my microphone, I have a fighting chance. But what about the men who feel like they don't have a fighting chance? Like I felt earlier today. Hell, like I felt on Tuesday when I couldn't go on the air at all because I was so freaking tired. And my friend Drew properly laid into me and said, "Yo, you're better than this shit." And he's right. But he also knows that some days emotionally I'm tied up in knots. What's up, AB Media? To the men that have truly supported me, I thank you and I hope you continue to. To the men that need the support, I'm here. But what about those of us who really, really need it at times throughout the day and throughout the week and can't fucking get it? What about the times when guys like me and AB Media and Victor and Hawk just want to reach out and say, "Hey, can you help a man out?" And nothing fucking happens. I tie it back to my YouTube venture. Lord, I've been trying to build this channel. I had one earlier, but the subs count plateaued. I'm glad that it's over 300 now, approaching 400. I'm glad of that. But see, how come with AB Media and his computer programming and his content and the Hawk TV and his content and me with mine, how come we can't get the subs up in the thousands and thousands and thousands almost immediately? Why? We're not hurting anyone. We're not downing anyone. I talk shit about sports for 2 hours a day. I have fun. But what about when the fun ends? When I sign off the air? Some days I have to admit this aloud. I've admitted it to Victor and I'll admit it to y'all. Some days I wake up, I take a shower, I get dressed, I come in front of this microphone and I just sit. And sometimes I'm like, fuck it, I just want to go back to bed and not try today. I know I can't do that a lot. I know that. Because this is what I love to do. What about on days when a man's efforts seem empty? What about when a man's efforts seem unfulfilled? I said it at the top of the program. I've had moments this week where I just wanted to say, I quit and tear this studio down and say, fuck it, and walk away. And AB Media, I get you. When I was doing my chemo last year, and I was so rocked out and chemoed out, all I did was sleep. I didn't even know what my purpose was. I didn't even believe I had a purpose. I really didn't. I really didn't believe I had a purpose. I'm starting to believe it more now. I'm starting to believe it more now. But I gotta tell you, some days I'm like, what the fuck am I doing this for? Why the hell? Why the hell do I keep trying on something that many people have told me I could never do and get done? Why is it that sometimes when I do dream big, one shot and the air goes out like a balloon? One damn shot and it's over. Hell, I told myself I wouldn't come on tonight, but after hearing Charles, I feel like I need to get this all out. To finally get this all out. There have been points throughout the week and especially today where I just feel like crying out loud. Out loud. There's some days I just shouldn't care. This was one of them. But I got some encouragement. And I said, I gotta keep trying. I can honestly tell you, since my surgery, there are days I just want to stay in bed and not take on the world. Cartoons keep me going. You guys keep me going. My wife, my children, my grandchildren, all that keeps me going. I have moments when they're not around where I just want to break. And if I fall down, I know I have to get back up. I know that. It's like what Victor said. This society wants to tear each other down instead of lift each other up. And it's the men that get torn down most. It's the men that get torn down the absolute most. Why? They have to shoulder such a load. They have to shoulder such a load according to society's standards. And the moment they show emotion, they get ridiculed. I mean it. The absolute moment they show emotion, they get ridiculed, man. I'm there. Been there. Been there. In many ways, still there. Let me pose a question to the men in the chat. How many times have you been encouraged to chase your dreams only to have one letdown deflate you? Only to have one letdown, one person let you down, where you're like, fuck this. Why am I even trying? That's what I'm thinking. That's what that's what I think of. Like, why? Sometimes I'm like, why? Why is this going on? Like, what the hell am I doing wrong? I just wonder some days, what the hell am I doing wrong? What did I do to have all this happen? Sorry about that. That was from earlier. Sometimes it's like, the hell am I doing this for? I just wonder why. What the fuck, man? What in the absolute fuck? I can't tell you how many times I've actually asked that question. What in the absolute bloody fuck? Oh, thank you, Hawk. That's appreciated. I just wonder why all this is happening to me, and this is very, very personal. I don't know what's happened to me in the past year. Blood clots to the pancreatic cancer diagnosis, not being able to work, losing my mother, having to move from North Carolina. Oh, that's a many, many tiered reason. I have to blink away tears now. Let me ask the men this in the chat. And I want y'all to respond with a 1 if you've gone through it or a 2 if you haven't. How many times have you had to ask for help financially and people have told you, yeah, I got you this Friday? And when Friday comes and you reach out to them, they're nowhere to be found. Put a 1 in the chat if you've been through that. To the ones that truly cannot help, I get it. I understand. I do. But it's just the ones that you thought you could depend on, which ties back into what I'm doing here. I launched a new YouTube channel specifically for Snowman Unfiltered. I sent the message out 1,000 times through Messenger. Know how many folk have subscribed to the channel? All told, less than 100. Many times I thought my content would be intriguing enough just for people to subscribe and the numbers will go up and the super chats can be activated and all that. But nope. Not on the channel for my radio show and not on the channel for Snowman Unfiltered. And I'm just about at 400 subs on Snowman in the Morning. And it goes back to the question I posed before. How come when men create content, it doesn't reach the masses and it doesn't get the response that it should? Doesn't reach the masses and the audiences that it should. Shady things go on social media. And it's usually the men that are affected. You know, if YouTube didn't have all these rules and regulations in place, do you know how many men that create content like me, that create real content? Do you know how many times the sub count would go through the damn roof? Give me a 1 if you understand. And I have nothing against the people who play games online or on Twitch. I was introduced to Twitch some time ago and I thought, hey, let me try something. Hasn't worked out like I hoped. Meanwhile, other folks that I've seen on Twitch do the same thing I do, and they get the damn numbers. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm the one that started this trend of hosting a show live. What the hell did I do? I talk about sports. I talk about men's rights. I speak the truth. The truth is supposed to make you free. And yet, when it comes to men, we continue to struggle in the 21st century. I swear they want to put us back in factories. and leave us there and have all of our creative talents just go to mush. Put a woo in the chat if I'm making sense. And I'll say it again. I swear in the 21st century, all they want to do for men is throw us back in the factories and not have us have our creative talents come out. Hell, I thought the most creative thing I could do was host my show on YouTube and Twitch. Think it's brought in the subscriber numbers? Not like I'd hoped. And I look at that every day. And AB Media and Sick Diggy, I know y'all in the chat understand. Hawk, I know y'all understand too what I'm about to say next. And it goes like this. I look at the numbers almost on a daily basis. And sometimes it encourages me, and sometimes it discourages me. Because I'm trying to do the same thing that other channels are doing in terms of a simulcast, audio and video. And this is not envy talking. This is just me being disappointed and wondering where I've gone wrong. There are some sports shows that pop. Okay, I'm going to go all the way there. There are some sports shows that pop up on YouTube and Facebook that are not even planned out right. Don't get me started on the execution thereof. I'll leave the chat to fill in the blank. I'll start it again and I'll let y'all fill in the blank. There are sports shows, supposed sports shows that pop up on YouTube and Facebook almost on a daily basis that are not even planned out right, that are executed worse. And yet, what do you think their support is? Fill in the blank. I'll wait. Mm-hmm. You're right, Sick. Quite high. And yet there are shows that plan everything and execute everything damn near flawless and bring the truth while they're at it. Fill in the blank again. What do you think happens to their content? Do people actually know how tough it is to put a 2-hour show on a daily basis? You're right, Victor. The shows that are executed damn near flawlessly, they get eyes on them, but not the right kind. I have mods on my channel now. They do what they're supposed to do. It's just not fair that a veteran like me in the sports talk game has to hawk my show like a rookie. Like those who used to sell CDs back home in Chicago. And I'll repeat a point that Charles said. It's not fair that women can come into the manosphere space, echo the same talking points we have been talking about for years at a time, and yet a couple of simps will drop them $500. And yet the originator of said comment can't get a goddamn dime. And y'all do a damn good job of modding the chat. Damn good. And I appreciate it. I didn't think, hell, I'd get to the point where I'd be able to choose a name for my channel and have mods on it. I hope to have that happen for all of my channels by the spring. I'm struggling. Physically, emotionally, spiritually. The one person who has been my ride or die every day, my wife Jody, pushes me to keep going every day. If one plan doesn't work, she'll outline another one. I appreciate her for that. I appreciate my children for doing the same thing. I appreciate my true friends for doing the same thing and for knocking a little sense into my head. No, a lot of sense into my head. A lot. Can't say it enough. I appreciate the folks who have subscribed to my channels, and I hope that number grows exponentially very, very soon. Something else Charles said, folks like Angry Man and Charles and myself and AB Media, we gotta fucking beg for super chats, gotta fucking beg for cash apps, and we're putting out true content. Why is that? AB, I already know your answer, and you're dead on right with it. Why is it that some of the women can invade our space, say the same damn things, and flawlessly get financial support? I just think, really? That's all I can think of. Really? Charles often thanks me for putting him onto the live stream game. Well, Charles, I thank you for supporting me. Sick Diggy and Victor and AB Media and the Hawk TV, I thank y'all for supporting me. Here's another question that I have. Why is it the same way? Why is it why is it the same damn way when it comes to Patreon? Yeah, Victor, you're right. Sadly, nowadays, if you don't look good in the push-up, and Lord knows I don't, you're not getting anything. Someone suggested Patreon to me some years ago. I'm like, all right, I'll try it. I Here I go growling again. I'll support the hell out of people that put true content out there. Truthfully. Especially when they're men. Because we need more male true content creators. But the ones who want to carbon copy us? Fuck out of here. It's just not right. It's just not fair. It's just plain fucking stupid that men have to struggle this much in the 21st century producing content and they can't get a lick of support. Not the way the women do. Dare I mention one Cynthia G, who has called for the abortion of black male babies? There's a channel I listen to right now, Accountable Commentary. They're shadow banning the fuck out of him. And I wouldn't be surprised if YouTube has a practice going where they're shadow banning the fuck out of men's channels. That's one of the biggest reasons I want to move my content to Patreon. But I've got to make it pay off. And the biggest reason I got to make it pay off is because I'm disabled. To which I have contacted a lawyer, and I will get back with them tomorrow. If you're the new kid, I'll use a perfect example. Today, I went out sponsor shopping for a possible playoff game that I have Friday. If you're the new kid on the block, they won't support you. Went to 4 places today. Only because my body got tired and gave out. 3 of the 4 gave me the same answer. We're already supporting them, but I'm independent of the school. Doesn't matter. I'm going to go back to their ass Monday and sell them for basketball season. I just wonder sometimes why I try so much and try so hard. Because I don't know anything else. Basically. But to give my all, but to give my best, but to give 110%. I know nothing else. I know nothing, no other way to do it. I know of no other way to do this except give my best. That's to anything that I do. Some moments I do wonder how much more honking do I have to do before the explosion happens and the numbers go way up. How much more does Cole Johnson have to do with Cole Sports? How much more does AB Media have to do, or the Hawk TV, or Charles Faulkner, or others before we all get the explosion that we deserve and the financial explosion that we deserve? What the fuck more do we have to do? Keep pushing? That's a no-brainer. I already know that. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. But I just wanted to get those feelings out. And like Charles, the next time I come back on, I will host a panel. because this is a discussion that needs to continue. Sick Diggy, I'm sorry. I know you waited, but I will have you on the next time I do this. I want to say thank you, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And I got to get ready for a procedure tomorrow. I invite y'all and beg y'all to please support via the Cash App. So we can keep the Snow Strong initiative alive. Thank you, and good night.
Thank you for tuning into Snowman Unfiltered, where anything goes.